I think what the Bills did going into this season is that they try to make some adjustments to their philosophy, specifically with Sean McDermott. I think that he looked at this team and said, okay, I got the contract extension. I'm taking on defense. I'm going to get a better grip of this team here because we've been bounced out of the playoffs 4 years in a row now. So, how can we get over that hump? Well, we're going to get two tight ends. We're going to be way more involved with 12 personnel. We're going to establish the running game. We're going to win up front with physicality. And a phrase that he uses a lot, we're going to play complementary football. And you know what? The first 4 weeks, excluding that Jets game, which was just an anomaly with the way Josh played, it worked out really, really well. That Dolphins game was like the definition of complementary football. All three phases working together. But then what happened? The Bills got decimated with injuries. Trey White, Matt Milano, Daquan Jones. Now we don't know what's going on with Ed Oliver. And then Von Miller is getting ramped up. He's still recovering from his ACL. That's been a murky situation. So 5 of your best defenders are now dealing with some sort of an injury. And I think that the Bills are still trying to stay with this newer philosophy of being a balanced team. But here's the issue. Number one, like I just said, the defense is compromised and the offense is compromised because even though they're healthy, they are not getting the correct play calling and they are not getting the execution. So, I mean, we've gone back and forth on this before, whether it's Ken Dorsey, whether it's the players. I've always said it's both. But either way, this is an offense that lacks creativity. It lacks execution. They are way too predictable. And there's just no rhythm to this offense. So I think that the Bills are at an interesting spot now because I think that this is a time where maybe they want to turn back to their older philosophy and say, you know what? It's time to be more aggressive. And this could be kind of telling with the Dawson Knox injury because they essentially have to go back to more 11 personnel. But I think the main thing here is that we need to let Josh be Josh. I think we need to see some of that cowboy ball, that backyard play style that makes Josh Allen Josh Allen. Now, this is important because that doesn't mean that he has to run the ball 15 times a game and chuck it 50 yards down the field just to show off his arm talent. And it doesn't mean that we have to go away from establishing the run game with James Cook because I really liked what I saw. It also doesn't mean that the offensive line doesn't have to perform as well and that Ken Dorsey can get lazy with his play calls because he has Josh Allen, the human eraser, to make him look better. And it also doesn't mean that we need to go away from using Kincaid specifically on those hot routes. The point that I'm trying to make is I think it's time for the Bills to tone down the balance and increase the aggressiveness.